Hi everybody, I'm Caryl with Free Spirit Arts, and guess what time it is? This is prompt 15 for the Journal to Inspire project that Martha Managros from Shabby Craft Studio and Free Spirit Arts are doing, just to give you something to do to keep each other inspired and have some fun projects. A few have been challenging. And, you know, everybody's building a book that has some pretty cool stuff in it. This is really cool. I've actually done this before, but I'm going to try to stretch my creative limits a little bit and do something different. Make 3 of your own glassine bags using tracing paper, wax paper, the liner of a cereal box, or you can use baby oil to get the effect you want. We put that in there because I've done a video on how to make a glassine bag. It's in my list of videos. Use them as pockets, tuck spots in your journal, okay? Easy peasy. I'd suggest you make a couple because, you know, I'd make a couple extra. You're making 3 for the prompt, but I'd make a couple extra because they really are fun. And once you make one, you can make all sizes, okay? All right, I've been answering comments, and so I have my, what's it called? iPad. I have my iPad out, so let me get stuff moved. I just watched a gal. In fact, I'm not gonna wait. Let me find her channel. Just watched her. She makes them just like I do, and she has a recipe. So let me tell you who she is. Sabrina Orskovic. That's the name of her channel. Sabrina Orskovic. O-R-E-S-K-O, V as in Victor, I-C. So she had a pretty good recipe. I copied it from her, and we're going to go ahead and use hers. I want to show you what I have made in the past. I made these bags, which are not glassine, but my intent was, I made quite a few. I've used actually a lot of them. And my intent was to glassine some of them. I don't know if I've got some little baby ones in there or not. No, I don't. I made this out of packaging from Amazon. You see it? I just love them. They're so fun to play with in your journals. And you can make them all sizes, and I made some and put some pencils in there, and you know, you can punch a couple holes and put a little ribbon in there, decorate the front. They're really cute, okay? Today, I want to play with those. I want to show you how to use baby oil. But today, we're gonna do it her way. I don't know her first name. What I did with mine, the ones I used in the past, is I didn't measure. I just cut a strip of paper that I liked and then made the bag. Okay, so her recipe calls for 9 1/4, which is right there. See, you could make a bag out of this, so hang on to it. By 8. We should have to cut a 1/2 inch off if my math is right. I don't know if I'd have the patience to make one out of that, but if you do, you just go for it. I'll try to keep this out so maybe we could see it. Okay, so then you score it. I need a small scoreboard. This thing drives me nuts. So you score it at your first score on the long edge, which is your 9.5, is at 2 1/4, which is right there. This is right out of my kitchen parchment paper. More passes, less pressure. Then you score again at 6 3/4. 6, 6.5, 6 3/4. Done with that. I use wet glue for these. In fact, this is a really good time to use Tombow or something that has this kind of a dispenser. What I did with mine was I deckled all the edges because I like that rough seam even going down the back. I have a Tim Holtz deckled edge trimmer. I don't know if it will do it. Let's find out. Let's find out what you're worth. It'll be a little machine. Okay, so I've just barely put it over the edge. I wouldn't call that deckled, but it's okay. And I don't think this will fit. Oh, just barely. Okay, so we know it fits an 8-inch piece. Barely. It's okay. It's rough enough. I do have some scissors that make a stamped edge, or you could just use your jagged ruler. I'm just doing this for fun. And you don't have to have your edges even roughed up if you like a tidier look, you know. These remind me, if you're over 55, which I happen to know most of you are according to my analytics from YouTube, you probably remember when we got lunch bags like this with the little flap that folded over. You're supposed to tuck it in, but it never kept anything from drying out. Okay, so she made a note, decide which side you want in and out. There is a difference. This side feels more coarse. This side feels smoother. But you know what? I made lye soap, goat's milk lye soap for years. And they all said, oh, you have to use the shiny side. I did both. I just quit trying to figure it out. So I don't think it makes a hill of beans of difference. Okay, I'm gonna give myself a little seam. I cut some off, you know, with my, she had a good suggestion. She suggested that you put a piece of paper, just some scrap, and hello, inside to catch any glue that might ooze out. I thought that was a great suggestion. So you just put something. You could put another piece of wax paper, I guess, if you wanted to. I want something I can see. Okay. I learned something from Gail Augustinelli. When you're making taping together a fold like this and there's two edges coming together, she said, do the edge of this one . and the edge of this one. Which, when you think about it, it makes perfect sense. Okay, they're barely, if you're gonna decal this edge, I'd probably make the bag 9.5 maybe-ish, because I barely have enough to touch, you know. See right there, it's not even folded. Let's see. Let's fix it. Okay. I did get some glue inside, so that paper inside was a good idea. Oh, I don't know. I'm gonna probably have to make my bag just a little smaller to give myself an edge. Yeah. Let's do that. Let's just make it, it doesn't have to be much. Just a little tiny bit smaller. The Tombow glue is drying fast. Let's just say we're gonna go like 1/4 of an inch. So lesson learned, if you're gonna decal this middle, give yourself another 1/4 of an inch on each side, so 1/2 an inch. And that way you'd be go 9.5 or go 9 3/4. Okay. I love that edge. I just like it. Now, do you want to distress it? I do. I forgot to distress the middle. And when I made mine, I made the front lower than the back. You don't have to do that. But I'll show you how. If we have time, I'll show you how I did mine. Oh, sorry. Yuck. Okay, so where's my front? Okay, here's my front. I think I want this for the bottom. Okay, here's my front. I'm gonna turn it over. I'm gonna fold it about 1/2 inch, about. If you wanna measure, if you wanna score, go right ahead. But I don't want to. I'm going to angle this edge and this one too. Now you can use, this would be a really good place to use a craft knife. So you get a really clean cut. You don't need both of those. It doesn't matter though. It's actually kind of a cool look when you fold both of them over because you get a double edge right there. But because I have this in those instructions, I'm gonna do it. Okay, so then you just I really like Tombow glue. And push it over. Okay, there's your standard glassine bag. Okay, and it measures 4.5. Let's see. Yeah, well, yeah. 4.5 by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and I don't know, a quarter. Let's see. Yeah, it's over 7, so it's 7 1/4. Okay, and here's your recipe. Okay, now I want to show you what I did. Let me get a piece of paper. I forgot to grab one. We already know what this one looks like. So let's try it with something else. Let's try it. How many of you get this stuff? Right? So let's use this stuff. Move out, move out. We're busy. Be gone with you. We're done. You know what? It's 1:30 in the afternoon and I am drinking coffee. My blade's getting a little old. Okay, let's see what we got here. This is 9 1/4 by 13 1/2. So let's cut it to instead of 9, let's do 7 first of all. Wait, yeah, this way. Let's do 7. It's too long. Let's do the lengthways. Let's do 7 by 'Not sure. Let's do this. Let's do 7 by, what is this? This looks like a really good size. No, let's make it smaller. Let's do 7 by 5. Let's make a small bag. Okay, now you get yourself some good old-fashioned baby oil, and I'll warn you ahead of time, this is messy. Kinda. It gets baby oil on your hands, but you know, if you need a manicure, this is what you do. If you've got what is it called? Nail polish on. You won't probably when this is done. So you coat it. Okay. Then you get a dry one. And you give it a massage. It's really, I've tried it several different ways. I've made a bunch of these. If all you do is just rub it, you won't get the effect you want. You won't get the baby oil out. But if you keep rubbing it, massaging it, it comes out. It goes into the cotton ball. Now, if you don't like the smell of baby oil, don't do this. It's just the oil that's doing it. So I'm sure you could use any oil, but you just have to remember that it, you know, it's gonna stay and it's gonna smell like, you hear it? It's gonna smell like olive oil or vegetable oil or whatever. I put essential oil in a few bags. Oh my gosh. I made some for all my people at the office when I was leaving. See, it's not greasy. And you can take this away. It can only absorb so much. So what you're doing is it will absorb some and you rub it until it's absorbed all it can, and then it won't absorb anymore. So it comes off onto the, oh, I was gonna show you, I've used these. They're 100% cotton. And I got those at Walgreens, but I know you could probably pick them up cheaper. I just was lazy. You could crumble this up with your hand if you really wanted to. Okay. The amazing thing about this is it's not greasy. It's not. It feels like it's been waxed. It's awesome. Okay. So what I did was I did not fold it in a third because I like the seam kind of being on the side. So I folded one side, and then I brought the longer side, whichever that was, over to about right there. Okay. So now I know kind of where my center is. It's on the other side of that seam. I used my stamping, the thing I make postage stamps with. I made a little bit of a angle right there. Can't get a hold of it, sorry. Not a half circle, just a little bit of an angle. And I like the crooked edge on the bottom. And I'll just do one side. And we'll make this the top flap. My scissors are done. It's actually probably pretty good for them. Okay. Really jagged. Let's get this out of here. Okay, let's see if I got my front and back kind of front. Wait a minute, I want it this way, don't I? Yeah. No. Yeah, oh gosh, that's right. Let's make sure that they can cross over. Okay, see how what you've got now? Okay, so then fold that. And let's start gluing. Oh, let's turn it brown first. be good to lay down and just rub this on the edge, but I don't want to. I don't like that. It seems like it just wastes the ink all over my table or surface or mat or whatever. Okay. So when you're doing two edges, you do the edge of one, outside edge, and then the inside edge of the other. Now what that does is this inside edge, or I mean the outside part of it, close to the edge, is going to just make a little seam right there. So you don't have a tiny edge that's not glued. That's the theory. It does work. That's cute. I like that. Okay. Now, if you do the bottom, see, if you were to do the bottom without cutting off the double side, you'd have two of those. If you like that, I'd keep it. And this one, I like the way it looks, so I'm gonna go ahead and keep it, but you need to run, oh, let's cut it first. You do want to trim these edges. It just gives it a more tailored look. I should have done it with this. Now when you do that, you got to realize that you're going to have to glue both of them. So this one you've glued. Now glue this one. If you don't, if you want it a little more tidy, see how it looks? If you want it a little more tidy, just cut that inside flap off. Don't cut the outside flap off unless you want the flap to go the other way. You don't want to cut the outside flap off. I bet a nickel you don't want to. Okay. We did good. See, now you have two glassine bags. Okay? Now, let's use this. It's relatively straight. And let's just make like a glassine bag. Say you have this paper. It's not parchment paper. The gal from the craft portal, by the way, where are you? She pointed out to us that they have a really hard time getting parchment paper in South Africa. Did not know that. It's funny what you just assume. Okay, I'm going to make this overlap a little bit more because I don't want it square. That looks pretty square. I'm going to cut some off. Okay, let's see what we have here. Oh yeah, that's better. Although I think I want And I don't like, see it, one side goes clear over. Got to get it balanced. Okay, I believe that. Let's just dress it. Okay. Let's do it. That first bag that I showed you was just basically a brown paper bag. But if you have this white packing stuff, why can't it be a glassine bag? Oh, I didn't glue this flap. That's what happens if you don't glue both sides. I got all excited. That's adorable. Let's stress it a little bit. Don't glue together. Don't even think about it. You know me, I like grunge. Then, let's take our corners off, make the seam. Ooh, nice job. Let's do it right. Okay, there you go. Let's go ahead and cut this off. You could do that before you got all the folding done too. It wouldn't matter. It's just easier for me to do it this way. And let's glue it. Okay, we started off with, what was it, 7 by 5? I'd have to play the video back to know. Now we have a bag that is 3 by 3 1/4-ish. And what I was thinking about doing with these I still don't know whose these were. Oh, they're not gonna be big enough. Oh my gosh, I'd hate to cut that down. Oh. Do I have a smaller one? This one would be easier to cut down. Shoot. I don't know whether these are Tracy's or Andrea's. I can't remember. I didn't get them off the printer. And so normally when I get things off the printer, I put them right into a folder and label it so I know. And I didn't get to do that. So it puts me at a disadvantage. I might have to go to the Facebook groups and kind of search it out a little bit. Let's see if this will do it. Oh, we're so close. I'll just take this bottom off. I didn't want to lose this, but oh yes, that is doable. So my mind, when I thought about making for this prompt, my mind went to like seed packets. You know, if you're saving heritage seeds, or if you're sharing seeds, or you're at a garden club. I just think that is just precious, just like that. But what else could we do to it? So at the beginning of the video, when I said, you know, make some extras, you might not want to decorate them because you may want to wait and see what you use them for, you know. You could turn this into a flip pocket, or, oh yeah, I like that. That's pretty. I like it just the way it is. I thought about putting some lace, but I don't think I will. Oh yeah, after 30 minutes. I just love that. And I like this double ruffled edge, deckled edge, whatever you want to call it. So there's a little pocket for you to put something in. You can punch 2 holes here and put a beautiful little ribbon with some or sari silk or something. Isn't that cute? What I have been doing with stuff like this is I cut a piece of black cardstock. I don't know how tall this is. I think I just left it. Oops. This is 11 inches. And then I put paper cardstock, glued it with my glue gun, put a label on it with my label maker, and then I have these all stacked up like this. And they're right next to me in my wheeled cart, and oh, so handy. I don't know what would happen if we put oil on this. I did print it with a laser printer. Pardon me. There's so much you could do with this. You could put some book page on here. You know, you could do book page on the back. There's no end. So here's 3 different sizes. Plus this one. If you made this hump taller, you could actually fold it over like this. I just think they are so cute. These would be perfect for pen pal exchange, I think. If you wanted to just gift somebody some lace, these would be great. And see, when you look at the actual parchment paper and then you look at this, they're very similar. And I promise you, this does not feel oily. It does smell a little bit like baby oil. It probably always will. So that's the prompt. That's prompt 15, you guys. Glassine bags. So go to town, get out your Amazon scraps, some beautiful paper, some ribbons, some buttons, your crocodile or your hole punch, ribbon, sari silk. Go to town. See how many you can make. Put them in your stash. And show them to us on the Facebook page. We'd love to know who's participating and who's just lurking, and you know, how you guys are feeling about the prompts. Okay? All right, guys, I'm gonna call this a video. This was prompt 15, and I hope you liked it. I did. I thought it was great. I'll talk to you later. Let's all take care of each other.